As luck would have it, one of America's two most powerful villains of the next decade
is turned loose to strike terror into the hearts of men. To shock women into uncontrolled hysteria.
Don't touch that!
The villains themselves were ultimately responsible for much of the popularity. Audiences love to hate.
Welcome back, citizens of Gotham. I'm Eli Wilbur, one of two of the villains of the YouTubes, back in the villain lair to talk about episode 7 of Gotham, Penguin's Umbrella. And my god, a beautiful episode it was. So instead of me just gushing about everything that I loved about it, let's just talk about the highlights, shall we? First and foremost, let's talk about the lead character of the show, Jim Gordon. This is definitely Jim's episode. A lot of things unravel in this episode. I would say next to Jim, it's Penguin's episode, and we'll focus on that in a minute. But first, Jim. He had a lot of great, really strong moments. We're seeing the Jim Gordon that we know from the comic books, from the movies. This is the one good cop in Gotham, and he's pretty much he's proved that. When Victor Zsasz comes in and asks for Gordon, and everyone does what they're told to by the scum of Gotham, and they give up Gordon. And Gordon almost gets killed. I mean, he got shot twice. That I was scared. We all know Gordon lives in the end. So I would say that's probably one of the big flaws with this show. Montoya and Crispus Allen, they come in and they save him. Finally, these guys do the right thing. Finally, they do something of use. This whole first part of the season, they've just been wasting time trying to take Gordon down. Montoya trying to get into Barbara's pants. Waste of time. And finally, they do something useful. And finally, Harvey Bullock decides to join the good guys as well. He comes in towards the end of the episode when Gordon is loading up weapons of mass destruction, getting ready to take down both the mayor and Falcone. Harvey rolls in with a hooker or a friend, drunk off his ass, ready to join the fight. And it's a great moment. It's definitely a Harvey Bullock moment. It was too fast for me because I love Harvey so much. I love the character and I love the dynamic between him and Gordon. But other than that, it was a really cool moment. It was really strong, and I'm stoked to see how that's gonna build. If they're gonna go backwards in any way, or if it's gonna keep moving forward with Harvey being one of the good guys. One other just really great highlight when it comes to the Jim Gordon stuff of this episode. He had a great, strong moment with Bruce Wayne. And I love these moments because from the comic books and the cartoons and the TV show, we do see this relationship between Jim and Batman. But we never see the relationship between Jim and Bruce Wayne. At least not, in the comic books, kind of in The Dark Knight Returns, Jim does know who Batman is. He knows that he's Bruce Wayne and all. But other than that, it's very... there is no real relationship between Bruce and Gordon. And here we see that there is a friendship. Towards the end of the confrontation between the two characters, Bruce Wayne hugs Gordon. Batman hugs Gordon. That's huge. Again, at least... correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we've seen that in the comics or the cartoons. The next highlight, the number 28. You should know what I'm talking about. Victor Zsasz, the serial killer from the comic books who is known for cutting himself every time he kills someone. He has to keep a tally of all of his victims to a point where in the comic books and in even the video games we see practically naked Victor Zsasz covered in tally marks because of how many people he's killed. I at this point in Gotham, when we first meet him, he's only killed 27, and then we see him kill number 28 when he kills a cop while trying to get after Gordon. At first, I remember kind of seeing the flip and him being kind of a badass in the previews, and someone pointed out that was kind of cheesy and they didn't know how they felt about that, and I kind of agreed at first. But the more I thought about it, I realized, well, Victor Zsasz is painted as such a crazy serial killer in the comic books. It is nice to see him just be a badass and be an assassin, and as opposed to just some crazy serial killer, which in the comic books and even Batman Begins, Victor Zsasz is painted as a serial killer who works for Falcone. So in a way, he is an assassin. Falcone uses him to take care of his dirty work. So I think for this universe, for what they've built in Gotham, it does make sense to make him this really cool, badass assassin who can do flips, and he's got a gun, he's killing people, and he's more than just a knife guy. He's a trained killer, and that's pretty cool. But I bet you once that Zsasz is done with Gotham and its gross ways, that he'll relocate to a nicer, better place, like Funky Town. Alright, and the crown jewel of this episode, Penguin, man. This guy, first of all, huge props to the actor. He is just so good. And honestly, like, I'm kind of hoping that when he was cast, that the directors and the producers told him straight up, look, dude, by the end of this series, you need to have gained a ton of weight. One of the opening scenes, he's walking through town with his limp on his umbrella cane, just looking like a total pimp, just looking like a penguin pimp. He at the end of the episode, all is revealed when Falcone goes out to tend to his chickens, which we do see a lot of feathers in this episode, a lot of bird stuff. And as he's taking care of the chickens, someone emerges from the woods, and it's Penguin, and you're kind of like, oh my god, is he gonna kill Falcone? Is this the final blow to the Falcone family from Maroni? And not at all. What we end up finding out is that in the first episode, Penguin made a deal with Falcone to be his snitch, to be Falcone's snitch. Under the nose of everyone. I mean, Fish doesn't know, Maroni doesn't know, Gordon doesn't know, nobody knows but Falcone and Penguin. Falcone has the bird, Gordon has the bat. Bats are cooler. We do see Penguin make some major plays. He ends up taking down two huge characters, Nikolai, the Russian dude, who's boning Fish. That guy gets killed because of Penguin, not by Penguin. Penguin brings a bunch of dudes, especially one in particular, Maroni's right-hand thug, who we kind of got from the previous episodes didn't like nor trust Oswald. And then once they kill the Russian dude, he's about to kill Oswald. He's like, whatever, you're a rat and I don't like you and I'm gonna kill you. And then Oswald makes his play. He talks about how this guy loves money and how that's his weakness, and he ended up buying off the dude's thugs, and he kills him. He kills Maroni's former right-hand man to fully become Maroni's right-hand man. Awesome play by the Penguin. I wouldn't expect anything less. Didn't expect it, but I wouldn't expect anything less. It was really creepy when he kissed him on the head. I think the henchman got that vibe too. It was a little weird. Probably something he picked up from his weird, creepy sponge bathing mom. Okay, and that's it for the highlights. I mean, there were a lot of highlights in the show. So that kind of brings me to the next section of the show, asking you guys questions. What were your favorite parts of the show? I go through my favorite parts. I go through the highlights that I really think are important to talk about and to just bring up in a general conversational tone. But you guys help provide the nitty-gritty stuff of the conversation. What were your favorite parts? What did you think were some major highlights that I didn't necessarily talk about? Let me know in the comments below, but I have some more questions for you. What other DC Universe Easter eggs did you see that I didn't necessarily pick up on? Did you see some reference to another character or DC property? Again, let me know in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys think, what you guys are seeing that I'm not seeing. Part of the reason I do this show is because I want to be the Chris Hardwick of Gotham. But the other reason is because I want to talk to people about this show, and I don't have friends, so I need internet friends to talk to me and tell me what they think and stuff. I'm a sad man. Let me know in the comments below. That's where you leave your suggestions, your thoughts on the show, and your selfies. Don't leave a selfie. I don't want to see your selfie. Maybe. Leave your comments. Do it. Do it now! Until next time, though, I'm Eli Wilbur, and this is the Villains of YouTube Gotham Review. Thanks again, guys, for viewing this review. Your views, your comments, your clicking on the links to these videos is much appreciated. But I ask that you guys keep clicking, keep subscribing right over there. Subscribe card, and there are two playlists you should definitely check out. One for the Satan Show, a show that our first scripted series here on the Villains of YouTube. Click on that. And also the Waiting for Batman playlist that has all of our reviews for Gotham and some other things that I'm not going to say, but you should definitely click on the playlist. Check them all out. We love Batman here at the Villains of YouTube, so we are going to grow that playlist. There is going to be more fandom towards the Batman universe thrown into that playlist. So just click on it and subscribe. Please subscribe, guys. This is going to be my huge plead. Subscribe. We need it. Do it!